Hi everyone, it is Thursday night, about 9:17. It has been a long day. I switched shifts with a coworker to work 6 to 2:30 instead of 8 to 4:30 because I had an appointment at 2:45, and obviously had a lot of time off work lately, so didn't want to take any unpaid time, so switched shifts. So I've been up since 4 and go directly to the hospital after work. I had a really good day today, like happier. Yesterday was not so good. Wednesdays seem to be my bad days. Anyway, so after work went straight to the hospital for my appointment and sat there for an hour and 15 minutes. I just wish that they would say, hey, your surgeon is being a surgeon and will be late, and I would have had time to go and do errands because I had an acupuncture appointment at 4, so I was a half hour late for that. And then obviously they were behind, they said, and they weren't really ready for me because I was a half hour late, and that's, a full appointment for some people, so they had to squeeze me in. And so I had to wait around, and the doctor finally saw me. I didn't get out of there until 6 o'clock, and I didn't get to go to the bank. I didn't get to gas up my vehicle for tomorrow, and didn't go to dance tonight because I had so much packing to do for tomorrow. I thought I was going to be home a lot sooner than I was. So today's been exponentially long, and I have to work at 6:30 tomorrow as well because my husband gets off at 3:30, and we're trying to make it to Zoo Lights in time. And if I got off at 4:30, that wouldn't happen. So I'm like exhausted mentally, physically, just tired. So I also, at my acupuncture appointment today, I saw a new acupuncturist to hopefully have no problems with the benefits. And little did they tell me that your first appointment is almost $200, and eligible for benefits is only half of that. And if I had known that, if they had told me that, I never would have gone to them. My first appointment, anywhere else, whether it's chiropractor or my other acupuncturist, is like $100 max, and then you're paying maybe $20 the difference through benefits. So $200 and only $100 eligible. I paid over $100 out of my pocket, and everyone knows with all the work I've missed and our vacation and my medication and our grocery bill growing because of all the gluten-free, lactose-free money is just, just going out. Like, it just keeps going out, and stressed about it coming in. But stress is just not helping me right now, so can't really think about that. And then my appointment today with my surgeon, I told him I haven't seen him since before I changed my diet, so I was still doing quite bad, still frustrated. That was the day that I had the crying vlog, was that day. So since then, obviously, I've come so far, and he was really pleased to hear all of that. So they've just refilled my medication, and I told him I changed my diet and saw immediate results, and he said he was surprised that apparently that's unheard of, which if you've read anything online, that's not unheard of at all. But he said he is 100% in agreement that that's what helped me, because he doesn't think it was a coincidence either. I guess, they don't believe in coincidences. So he marked my file as self-healed. So that was good. So that's what the gastroenterologist will see when I see him in January. So that's all really great news. I forgot to mention my last vlog was I had an appointment. I had that counseling session. I don't see her again until I come back from holidays. But one of the things she also wanted me to talk about and work on is my vulnerability. And obviously I'm vulnerable to the point where I'm crying all the time, but I need to be okay and accepting of being vulnerable, and asking for help when needed. spoke about how yesterday was a bad day. Broke down at work again. This last 2 Wednesdays in a row, and the Wednesday before that, I don't even think I went to work. So Wednesdays seem to be my bad day. I don't know what it is mentally, if it's like the middle of the week, I've taken on a lot, or really busy Tuesdays, and then I have Zumba dance Tuesdays. I'm really not sure what's causing it, or if it's just a coincidence again. We'll see. But I've been getting a lot of really hard tasks at work, and you don't realize how mental your job is until you're not really mentally stable. And so then those tasks really start to overload you, and you feel helpless, and my brain isn't working in the problem-solving way that it normally does. So had a huge escalation, and she called yelling at one of my coworkers, and I'd already cried like an hour before she called, and as soon as Paige told me, or my coworker, sorry, as soon as my coworker told me that she was on the phone, I started bawling, and I'm like, I can't handle it. So I just lost it again, and I just not thinking really logically, and so it's been hard, I guess, being vulnerable and asking for help, because now if I do ask for help, like in that scenario where then she took and helped out my collar, and I mean everything was fine after that, but now I'm feeling guilt, and I've been feeling guilt for a couple of weeks now. It kind of has set in where I feel guilty that I'm not working the way that I was working before. I even said to my manager in my last meeting together, I said, I don't care about my job the way that I did before, because to me, my job is no longer a priority. My health is my priority, and I'm not that go-getter at work that I was. And so I feel guilty for that. Even though I'm accepting it, I still feel guilty, and I feel guilty that I'm not always in the best spirits for people around me and my husband, and I feel guilty that our lives aren't the same. Like, I'm not always like, hey, let's go do something. I kind of just want to stay home sometimes, and that's not really me, and he's perfectly fine with that. I just still feel guilty that it's different, and I feel guilty that we're buying different food, and I'm making him eat different food, and he's picking up a lot of my slack, and we're prepping on Sundays, and that takes up a good portion of our day, and he doesn't have to, but he's there for me, and so I feel guilty for that, and I'm just feeling guilty about not being a good friend, and kind of putting dance on the side. Like, I haven't been to my Wednesday night jazz class in a long time, and I feel guilty for that, and I know that I want to be there, but I'm doing everything I can to get there, and it's just not happening. So I feel guilty about that, and it's really tough, and my brain is just like everywhere always, and I'm always preoccupied and thinking about other things, and so I'm forgetting like stupid little things. Like, I taught Zumba on Friday, forgot my gym clothes, so, and I work till 4:30, and I have to go to the gym, and it takes me 15 minutes to get there. I don't have time to go home, which is 15 minutes in the opposite direction, and go all the way to the gym. So I had to have my husband run me my gym clothes before I got off work, and went to the ugly sweater party on Saturday, and I've been there once before, and forgot my medication the last time, and forgot to bring some juice, because in the evenings I always feel like I need some juice, and forgot my medication and forgot my juice again. Like, I'm just forgetting like the silliest things, but it's getting me really frustrated, because my brain is usually so I can rely on it, and I'm not really able to right now. I'm getting overwhelmed really easy, like I mentioned, breaking down at work. Like, I feel overloaded if I have like more than one thing happening at a time, and I'm a really great multitasker, and so right now I'm struggling with that. I'm sorry if you notice, like, I'm itching all over. I don't know if it's a side effect, but just in the last few days I've noticed like this awful itching, and it's everywhere. It's on my chest and my neck and my arms and my back and my legs, and My head especially, my head is so itchy, and I don't know what it is, but it's driving me absolutely crazy. So now that I'm like just sitting here, I'm like realizing, oh my gosh, I'm so itchy. Speaking of side effects, I read, from everything I've read about gluten-free, obviously there's going to be more beneficial results from that than just my colitis symptoms, that like my face has cleared up, like, and I already had good skin, and it's been like beaming, like it's really, really clear and really clean, like it just looks really good. But then at the same time, I have a symptom of colitis that I've never ever had in my entire life. I have acne on my back. So let's just put that out there. I feel for you people who have ever had acne. I've never had acne, and all of a sudden now I have it on my back. So I was Googling acne and colitis, and sure enough, it's a symptom. And it says like in your upper trunk, which is exactly where it is. It's right on my back. And it's like in a spot where I can't even reach, so I can't even like clean it properly. And it's so frustrating that all these random things are just happening. And going to the acupuncture appointment, I had to like check off all these like things that if they've happened to me in the last 3 months. One of them was elbow pain, and at the gym, when I'm at my pump class and we're doing our triceps, I can't hardly lift anything, and there's certain moves that I can hardly do with any weight at all because my elbows hurt. And according to Chinese medicine, everything that's going on with my intestines affects your elbows. So I'm thinking maybe that could be a symptom too. Anyways, that's really random. So that's kind of weird that my face is clearing up and now I have acne on my back. That's annoying. Also, the weight loss. It's stuck at about 11 pounds. I haven't lost any more than that. So that's really good. But now my grandma even mentioned to me that, when she changed her, she did something like this kind of diet, like for her own self, like not for health reasons. And she lost quite a bit of weight in a short period of time. But I'm eating a lot more. Like I was eating 6 to 8 meals. I'm still eating 6 to 8 meals, but I've increased my portions because I'm always hungry. So I realized that I'm still hungry during that meal. Like I'm not getting satisfied. So I've increased my portions, and I'm not gaining any weight whatsoever, and I'm like hardly going to the gym or anything. So I don't know if that's just part of this or what, but I think I'm just gonna take the loss at this point. I mean, I could still gain it back in the future. I just find it really strange that I haven't gained any back, but at least I haven't lost any more. It kind of stuck at that 11 pounds, so that's good. In addition to feeling guilty and overwhelmed and stressed and all of that, I've been snapping at my husband, and I notice it, and my best friend said to me today, well, at least you're aware. And I completely am. Every time I behave a way that I don't normally do, I'm 100% knowing that that's not who I am, and so I'm just trying to get over this hump. Like, it's an emotional roller coaster. Like, everyone keeps asking me, like, how are you feeling? And I'm like, well, my body feels really good. Like, my body feels great. But emotionally, I'm struggling, really struggling, and I'm just having to put it out there all the time. And it's funny, it's more difficult talking about the emotional side of it than it is talking about the physical side of it. And I think it's because I couldn't control the physical side of it, and I feel like I should be able to control my emotions, but not at this time. Today, and after the whole acupuncture thing and losing a lot of money out of that appointment today, I had another breakdown, and like a big breakdown, like a hyperventilating breakdown. And my husband said to me, like, your emotions are on high, and you haven't had time to calm down. You haven't had time to just be. And that's true, because every time I have a few good days, I get some bad news, and I just can't handle like bad news right now. I don't know why. Just any bad news that comes my way, I just lose it. And that's happening at work, and that's happening outside of work, and that's something I'm struggling with. So hopefully the vacation helps with that. I mentioned my overeating addiction or food addiction in my last video, and I feel like people understand what I'm going through now more because of that. I've had a lot of people bring it up, and I'm glad that that's something that I can talk about. I'm glad that it can put other people on the same level as me, like mentally understanding where I'm coming from and putting themselves in my shoes. And just imagine if you ate like crap or if you eat the most healthy, both of those things are no longer an option for you. Just imagine having everything that you eat taken away from you, and you all of a sudden have to eat what I'm eating. And just think about that and see, imagine how you'd feel. And it's easy to say, well, if I had to, it'd be fine, but it's not. It's not. So I'm really glad that I talked about that, and so that people can understand more. My other best friend came to me, and he, talked about his own addictions, and that, gives us a bond. And that's what, unfortunately, that's what illness does, is that you create these bonds with people. And it's good to know that I'm understood by some people, and I'm glad that I could explain it that way. So I'm going to come to an end for this video. Just had a lot of stuff to talk about again. I just want to say, the last few videos have been a lot about how I'm feeling emotionally, and I just want to say that even though I'm having these breakdowns and I'm not handling things well mentally, I am thankful for something every day. Finding happiness in every day. There is, and not necessarily that I'm looking for it, but I'm coming across it. And so that's really good that I'm open and accepting to happiness still. I find myself smiling randomly in the vehicle, and today at work, I had a fantastic day at work. I was happy, I had a meeting, and I felt like I was back to myself in that meeting, and that was good. So I'm seeing glimpses of myself throughout every day, and that's really great, because I felt kind of lost and not like myself. So I see it coming out. It's just a slow ride. So I'm really hoping this vacation does such good things for me emotionally. I can't get any worse. So that's good. So yeah, I hope everyone has a really good weekend. Tomorrow's Friday, yay! And everyone has a good week next week. And thank you again for watching my videos, and I appreciate the support, and I appreciate all the questions that everyone's bringing to me and all the comments. I really appreciate them, so thank you for that, and thanks for just being there for me, whether you're silent ear or somebody willing to offer some advice. I really appreciate all of it. Again, I guess I could say sorry for all the people I've cried on lately. Cried on a lot of people at work, and I know it's awkward, and I know it sucks, and I can only apologize, but I can't change it. So thank you, and have a good night.